Ah, the sounds of a mechanic shop. But this isn't Goodyear or Firestone. It's the City of Norfolk's Fleet Management Division.
Hello, sir. How are you?
It's led by Facundo Tessara, who's been here a little over 2 years. He's in charge of more than 40 technicians who can one-up Humpty Dumpty's King's Horsemen and King's Men, constantly putting city vehicles back together again.
It's a difference of life and death sometimes. You know, if the vehicle gets there 2 minutes after when it should have gotten there because of some mechanical failure with a car still limping along and it gets there, that could be the difference between life and death.
I don't know how water can get in there though. That's crazy.
With more than 2,000 vehicles in their fleet, the City of Norfolk is the second largest in Hampton Roads. The work gets done in one of 4 bays like this one, and for vehicles that are a little bigger than your average truck or car.
This is the heavy duty shop. We do primarily, as you can see, fire in here. And we do other heavy duty equipment like tractors and motor graders and street sweepers. You can see the difference in this shop where we don't have the smaller lifts. We've got these bigger lifts that are mobile, that have little wheels, and depending on the size of the piece of equipment, you can put them under the tires and basically lift them up anywhere as long as the ground is sturdy enough, and obviously in the shop it is. But you can see, we've got all kinds of large equipment in here.
But the work is not just limited to what's inside here.
Tractors, small tractors, garbage trucks these are getting ready to go out of service. And they're being prepped to be sent to auction. These are on the other side are the trucks that are in service, just here for service. We have large generators, older fire trucks here. This one, I believe, eventually is going to be going to auction. They don't really make fire trucks like the ones that we have in the United States. Yeah. They don't make them in Peru or Argentina. So you might have folks that are international buy something like that, and to them it's like a spaceship. It's things that they've never had in their fleets before. To where we've used it for all it's worth, and then we sell it for a decent amount of money, and it's shipped overseas.
The folks at Fleet Management are constantly working to get city vehicles back on the street. And they're also thinking of new ways to help save you taxpayer money. Case in point, ambulances.
The idea is this is the box on the back where the patient goes into. So what happens is the box is basically lifted off. Everything is taken off. It's refurbished, repainted, and then it's restriped and then outfitted with modern things on the inside. And then what happens is once that's ready, then it's basically dropped back onto the chassis. So the cab would be new, the chassis, the engine, and everything would be new. The box is refurbished, and it's basically, if you can imagine, dropped back down. And that savings is probably $40,000 to $60,000 depending on some of the options. But it's a significant savings. I think we have about 18 ambulances, and 15 of those have the capability. So when you do the math, it's a lot of money.
Their work was recently recognized by Government Fleet Magazine, who named Norfolk one of the 100 best fleets in North America. 66th best, to be exact.
It comes here.
And Facundo himself was recently named one of the top 20 fleet managers under the age of 40. Not bad for a guy who got into the industry without turning many wrenches himself.
I needed a part-time job in college, and my father was a professional race car driver in Argentina. That's where I'm from originally. And he has a mechanic shop in Sterling, Virginia. And so I started needing a part-time job, and I grew to love the industry. I learned a lot of things about being an entrepreneur and running a business. I've never been a technician, but if you stick me in a room with a guy who's been a technician for a long, long time, and we're talking about vehicles, it might sound like I'm a technician. I can get away with it. ABS sensor. See, it looks like I know what I'm talking about, doesn't it? I know the industry, and I can understand and I can translate the needs of a technician into maybe what the budget office needs to hear, and why is this technology important to what you need. So I can take what we need on the shop floor and communicate it to the 11th floor at City Hall and say, this is why it's important to us, and make sure that they understand and translate that. It always makes me feel great knowing that I wonder where they're going, and I wonder if they're going to save a life today. And we were involved in that happening. And so it makes us feel very connected to the city, and that's the message that I've delivered here, telling my folks is that we play a very critical role in the city. Even if you don't think we do, pay attention to the vehicles that we work on. We have an impact.